Good morning. Yes, it is recording. Okay, so I thought because it is the 2nd of March and things are feeling a little more spring-like, that I would wear some spring-like colors today. Just to try and perk things up, get us out of our snowy feeling this time of year. So we're going to start by just trying to find a little bit of neutral standing and breathing. So what I want you to do is I want you to line your feet up 100% with each other under your hips. Now, lots of times people take their feet wide. I know my feet aren't in the video, but right, you can sense where they are when I did that. Where our hip joint is not out here. It's right in here. For most of us, it's about 4 inches apart. So your feet are, the center of your foot is significantly wider than that. Let's draw that inward a bit. And then all I want you to do is push down through the center of your foot, out through the top of the head, and that will start to get some tensioning in the core, which helps draw us to neutral without us really having to think about it. Now, all I want you to do is find your breath. I'm going to grab something to help my voice be a little happier because it's already a little crabby at me this morning. So, right, you're just going to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now, if your arms and shoulders are relaxed as you breathe, your arms will slightly float away from your body on your inhale and slightly float towards your body on the exhale. Inhale, finding some width in the ribs. And exhale, letting them narrow and drop down. Inhale, can you feel the back of the ribs expand? Maybe. Now, let's amplify the arms and the breath. So inhale, lift up, exhale, drop. Inhale, lift, exhale, drop. And I want a strong exhale on that drop. It helps your core fire. But you still want to be pushing down through the center of your foot, out through the top of your head. One more. Now, from here, we're just going to do a standing imprint. You're going to bend your knees. I'm just turning sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Straight line from your head to your tail, hands on the front of your legs. Now, from here, all you're going to do is try to get a gentle rounding through our low back, because remember, the low back curve goes slightly forward. So all you're going to do is inhale and imprint that low back and exhale, release. So you want to kind of imagine you're laying on memory foam and you're just putting a little imprint of that low back into the memory foam. If you're having a hard time getting that low back moving today, gently press your hands into your thighs. It'll help it move. One more here. Inhale, imprint, and exhale, neutral. Now, I want you to stand up a little straighter, but keep a little bend in those knees. And we're going to go do a little bit of a sway through our hips just to warm up the tissue around our hip joint. We're going to breathe that nice deep breath we were working on earlier. One more there. Now, right, we don't walk around in parallel all the time. I want you to step your feet wider, turn them out a little bit, bend your knees, aim them over the center of your foot, and a little side to side shift through your hips here. This is when I wish I could figure out how to integrate Zoom and music, because this would be much more fun with a little bit of a rhythm going in the music. Yeah. Now, right, let's turn inwards as well. Soft knees, little side to side shift here. Now, if you're having an impossible time with this inward rotation, your feet are too far apart. Yeah. So bring them in a little bit. Ideally, the heels are kind of shoulder distance apart for this. And then I want you to step one foot forward, the other foot back. Soft knees, a little side to side shift through the hips there. And just notice if this feels better or maybe more stiff than when we were doing it with our legs in the other positions. And then the last leg position here, step your other foot forward. A little side to side shift there. Maybe this side's happier than the other side. And maybe it's just happier because we've done a lot of different positions already. Now, from here, let's just line your feet up again, press through the center of your foot, and we're just going to bring our arms up and bring our fingertips together, come down, bring the back of the hands together, up, fingertips together, down, back of the hands together, up, fingertips together, down, back of the hands together, one more, up, fingertips together, down, back of the hands together. Now, push your hands forward, come around, bring the palms together, push forward and around. Now, if this is causing lots of popping and cracking and maybe even pain, you just make it smaller. Push forward and around, one more, push forward and around. Now, you're gonna keep your hands together, bring your hands to one shoulder and then to your opposite hip. Shoulder and hip, getting a little bit of rotation in, shoulder, hip, knees are still a little bit soft to allow the body to turn, shoulder, hip, shoulder, and hip. Now let's switch shoulders. And shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip. So it's kind of like you're doing almost a bit of a karate chop movement with those two hands across your body. One more here. And then let's do this arm movement with a little bit of body in it, a little more torso movement. So when you bring your hands together and up, lift your chest up. When you come down, bring the back of your hands together, bend your knees and round your back. Up, fingertips together, down, back of the hands together. Up, fingertips together, down, back of the hands together. One more, up, fingertips together, down, knees are bent and the back is round. Oh, let's do one more. I got a little lost there for a moment. Now, press forward. As you press forward, lift your chest. As you come around, bring your hands together, bend your knees and round your back again. Press forward and look up and come around. Now, when you press forward and look up, it's a chest lift. It's not just dropping your head back. Press forward and look up and coming around. Now, keep your hands together. Step your feet a little wider. Bring your hands to one shoulder. Bend that knee that's on the same side. Now, we're going to switch sides and bend your knee. Bring your hands down to your hip and shoulder and hip and shoulder and hip. Breathing, shoulder and hip. One more, shoulder and hip. Now stay on that side. Just bring your hands up to that shoulder. Go on the other side to your hip, bending the knee on the side. Your hands are on shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip. One more, shoulder and hip. Before we go to the floor, let's do a little bit of balance work. So all I want you to do is, make sure you're not gripping in your bum and thighs. You're not pressing those hips flat. You're going to just bring one knee forward, pick your foot up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down, other side. You're gonna let your foot come forward, We're not pressing the hip forward, Bum's a little bit relaxed. Pop your foot up off the floor, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to do that one more time on each side. The ankle wobble is totally normal. If when you lift your foot off the floor, you start to get a lot of hip sway, keep your toe on the floor. You're still working balance. So, soften the bum, let your knee come forward, float your foot off the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do the other side. So, soft, bring the knee forward, lift your foot up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's go down onto the floor. We're going to go to our cat stretch first today. So you're going to want to be on your hands and knees when you get to the floor. Remember, if you have a tendency towards sore wrists, you're going to want to have your weight on your knuckles rather than your palms. Yeah. You're going to have your hands shoulder distance apart, your knees sit bone distance apart. Your shoulders are wider than your sit bones, and your sit bones are what ache when you sit on something cold this time of year. Yeah. You're in direct relationship with your hip joints, same distance apart. Back of the head matches the back of the shoulders, a little tensioning in the core. Take an inhale. Exhale, point your tail down towards the floor as you scoop your back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, hold this. Exhale, flattening back out again. Take an inhale. Exhale, curling round. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, flattening back out again. One more of those. Exhale as you round, tail to head, looking at your knees. Inhale into the back of the rib cage. And exhale, flattening back out again. 2 breaths. Exhale, round. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, round. Inhale, flatten. One more round and flatten. Now, while we're here, let's just do a little shift left to right, just to wake up the outside of the hip and the shoulder a little differently because we're in this quadruped position. And we're going to do one more exercise while we're here today. It's called leg pull front prep. It's a funny little plank exercise. You're going to tuck your toes under like you're going to do a plank. Now, here's the fun thing. If your low back's been sore lately, squeeze your legs together, yeah? Or the feet and knees are slightly apart still. Now, all you're gonna do is take the weight that's currently on your knees and try to put it on your toes. So you're not gonna shift forward towards your fingers as you do this. Belly button's in, collarbones are wide. You're gonna take an inhale. Exhale, barely lift your knees. Take an inhale, hold that, and exhale down. Now, if you're getting a little shake, it's one or two things. You're strengthening around your shoulders, or maybe we've woke up your core. If you round your back, you're not going to find the deep core that I'm looking for. So take an inhale, shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, barely hover those knees. Inhale, hold, and exhale down. Just 2 more of those. Inhale, shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, barely lift the knees. The closer they are to the floor, the harder it is. And back down again. One more, take an inhale. Exhale, hover. Inhale, hold, exhale down. Now let's give those wrists a break. So just open the front of your foot on the floor, rock your weight back, take the weight off your hands. Yeah, a little side to side shift through your hips. Just to give those wrists and hands a bit of a break. Now, let's go on to our back. So, right, we're going to go to hip roll, which is an exercise where you lift your bum off the floor. So, right, we don't want anything extra under our head right now because, right, then we'll have a tendency to compress our voice box, and that's not great. So, feet are within the width of your body, right? Ideally, that hip joint distance apart, sit bone distance apart. Back's in neutral, ideally, right? Neck up, ribs down, low back up, tail down. I'll talk more about that in a moment. Now, if you're having disc issues or sciatic pain today, keep your back straight for this exercise. Otherwise, we're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. You're going to take an inhale to prepare. You're going to exhale, imprint, flattening your low back to the floor, then lift your bum up, stacking your knees over your ankles. Inhale, hold, and exhale, roll back down again, one vertebra at a time. But remember, if you got disc issues, don't roll the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, imprint. That's a pull of the pubic bone towards the belly button. Then we're going to roll on up onto those shoulder blades. Knees are stacked over your ankles. Inhale. Exhale, back down again. Now, if your hamstring is freaking out, your inner thigh isn't enough of this exercise. So take an inhale, exhale, imprint. Don't let your knees get further apart. Lift on up, stack those knees over your ankles. Inhale, as you come down, keep the knees the same distance apart. Don't let them get wider. We're going to do one more. Take an inhale. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, rolling back down again. Now, if you like something under your head to help your neck and shoulders feel happier, I want you to pop it under your head right now. Then I want you to bring your hands up in front of your chest, straight arms, palms are facing each other. Remember, you want it over your chest, not your throat, because if it's right over your throat, it impinges the shoulder movement a little bit. We're trying to find movement in it. So right back's in neutral, feel the pelvis nice and wide. Low back ideally feels light, back of the ribs feel heavy. Now let's just inhale, reach those fingers towards the ceiling, feel the shoulders come forward, and then exhale, come back to where the collarbones and the shoulder blades are wide. Inhale forward, exhale neutral. Inhale, protract. Exhale, neutral. Now keep that width And just exhale, reach both hands towards the floor above your head. Did your ribs stay down? Inhale, bring your hands up in front of your chest. Exhale as you go back. So your ribs in your back go all the way down to behind your belly button. Can you sense the weight in the back of those ribs as the arms reach back? Let's do 2 more of those. Exhale, reach back, keep the ribs heavy. Inhale, bring the hands forward. 1 more. Exhale, reaching back. And inhale forward. Now, we're going to reverse the arm movement. You're just going to exhale, bring your arms down alongside your body. Stop them before they hit the floor. Are your collarbones still wide? Inhale, bring the arms right back up in front of your chest. Exhale as you come down and inhale up. Now, let's take them down 1 more time, but we're going to leave them hovering off the floor where the collarbones are nice and wide. And then inhale, slide your shoulder blades towards your ears. Exhale, slide towards your heels. Inhale, up towards your ears. And exhale, down towards your heels. 1 more here. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. I want you to just rest your hands on the floor by your hips. Sense the weight of the back of your head on whatever it's resting on right now. You're going to keep it heavy as you do a tiny little nod of your head and release. Now we're just working on getting a little bit of perhaps stretch or flattening of that neck a little bit. Its natural curve is forward. Sometimes it ends up a lot forward with time and gravity. We're just trying to get some opening and loosening through the back of that neck. And the way we make that happen is as you nod, reach the top of the head away from the top of the shoulders. Just 1 more, a little nod. And release. We're going to go to our ab prep. So I want you to pop your hands behind your head. I want your elbows in your peripheral vision, right? So they're kind of at a 45-degree angle. They're not flat to the floor. That would retract your shoulder blades, and they're not tight to your head because you want to let the weight of your head be cradled by your hands. I want you to feel the back line of your torso, right? Can you feel the pelvis wide and heavy on the floor? The low back light, remember that's between your belly button and tailbone, and the back of the ribs heavy. Now you're going to inhale, do that little nod we practiced a moment ago. You're going to exhale, round through the rib cage to curl up and look at your knees. So between your shoulder blades and your belly button, just got way heavy into the floor. Inhale into your back and exhale back down again. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up to look at your knees. Inhale, hold this. And exhale back down again. Now, as you curl up, ideally the belly stays flat. You're not pooching it out to curl up. Inhale. Exhale back down again, because it could strengthen pushing out. We don't want that. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl. Inhale into your back. And exhale back down again. Just 1 more. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up. Is your tail still heavy? Inhale. And exhale back down again. Good. Let's go onto our belly and do a little bit of breaststroke prep. So we're just going to bend the other way. You're going to be on your tummy with your hands beside your head. Your legs are close together with your kneecaps pointing straight down at the floor. You want to feel that you're resting on the middle of your breastbone and the tip of your nose. Now from here, we don't want to have that belly slack. We want a little tension in it. We don't want to have it as tight as we possibly can. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to do our back extension. Just about 50% engagement. Now you're going to inhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back towards your heels. You're going to exhale, reach out the top of the head, lifting the upper chest away from the floor. The back of the neck is long, so you're still looking at the floor as you come up. And exhale back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, extending up. Inhale, hold. And exhale back down again. So it's sort of like there's a marble on the tip of your nose. As you come up, you just gently push it away. Inhale as you come up. And exhale back down again. 1 more of these. Inhale, slide. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale down, 2 breaths. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more here. Up and down. Breaststroke prep number 2. Take your arms alongside your body. Turn your palms to face the ceiling. You'll notice your shoulders want to roll forward there. Let them. The first movement is going to be to change that. Have the tensioning in your abdominals. You're going to inhale, turn your palms inwards to face your thighs, opening your collarbones wide. Exhale, reach out the top of the head, lifting up. Your feet are still on the floor as you take an inhale. And exhale, release forward. Inhale, turn your palms inwards to face your thighs. Exhale, reach out the top of your head as you lift up. Upper back and chest are equally wide. And back down again. 2 more. Inhale, turn the palms in. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, down. 1 more here. Inhale, turn the palms inwards. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, down. 1 more arm position, hands under the forehead. We're only doing 3 of these today. Now, it's your choice as to whether you lift your arms with you as you go up, or as I'm going to do, lift your head away from your hands. If your neck's been sore lately, lift your head away from your hands because we don't want to tension the neck to lift our arms. Belly buttons in. You're going to inhale, slide your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, use your back muscles to lift that upper chest up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, reach out the top of the head as you lift up. Inhale, feet are still heavy. And exhale, back down again. 1 more here. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, down. Good. Now, we're going to push back into our shell stretch. If you have sore knees today, lay on your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Otherwise, you're just going to sit back on your heels. You're going to have bent elbows. Your back's going to be round here. So you're trying to sit on your heels as much as possible. And you can play with this little side-to-side rock, whether you're laying on your back or resting on your shins. Forehead is nowhere near the floor if you are up on your legs, right? If you're not on your back, because it's not about trying to get your forehead to the floor. It's about trying to get your tail to your heels. And we're going to go onto our back for the 100. So remember, the 100 is 100 breaths, and it doesn't super much matter what you're doing when you're doing those 100 breaths. What matters most is that you're trying to keep a little core engagement as you do the breaths. So, right, there's lots of different versions of this exercise. If your neck is sore, leave your head down. If your low back's sore, leave your feet down. I'm going to call this exercise like everybody's lifting their head and feet. Oh, and if your neck gets sore partway through, put your head on the floor. So, right, neutral spine to begin with, right? So neck is up, ribs are down, low back is up, tail is down. Now, if you're going to lift your legs, you're going to want to go to your imprint. So you're going to take an inhale, exhale, deepening your core work to draw that low back down towards the floor. Now, is your bum engaged? If it is, you're doing way too much. We're trying to find it in deep core. Then I want you to lift 1 leg at a time up to tabletop. Squeeze your legs tight together. Inhale, nod your chin in. Exhale, curl up to look at your knees and go in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 10. Sniff, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blow, 2, 3, 4, 20. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 30. Now remember, if you want to make it harder, legs are straight. 2, 3, 4, 40. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 50. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 60. In, 2, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 70. In, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 80. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 4, 90. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Take an inhale. Exhale, you can hug your knees into your chest. Now, if you're having disc issues, sciatic pain, this position is not great for you today. So right? You could just put your feet on the floor, do a little gentle walk there now, right? Knees sore, hands come behind your knees for this. And if you have a tendency towards sore hips, rather than trying to squeeze your legs together for this, have your legs a little bit apart. It puts less pressure into that hip joint because we can sort of start to pull our thigh bone forward in the hip joint. And quite often when we have impediment in the movement of our hip joint, it has to do with that femur head being a little forward. Yeah. So why would we want to encourage that? Anyways, let's get you up off of your back and let's do a little bit of our half roll back today. Now, when we do this, we're trying to find that C curve shape that we found in our cat stretch earlier, right? That shape in our spine like the letter C. And we're trying to rock back and forward on our bum, kind of like you're in a rocking chair. So let's have your legs either right tight together or maybe just slightly apart. Bring your hands to the front of your legs and just round forward and bring your hands down towards your ankles. Now, right, take a breath or two here. This is kind of a nice place to stretch. So, right, if you're like, oh, that back feels tight, this is a great place to hang out for a bit. Now, but we're not going to do that. We're going to work. So I want you to see if you can round your back a little bit more. So if your belly is right against your legs, pull your belly away from your legs, scoop your back round, pulling your pubic bone towards your belly button. Now, if this is bugging the back of your neck, your head's down too far. Lift your arms up so they're parallel to the floor. Now take an inhale, exhale, rock back. As you rock back, you're rocking back on your bum, and inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Pubic bone keeps pulling towards your belly button as you go back, and inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, come forward. Two more. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, come forward. Ideally, we're getting a bit of a stretch through the back line of the body and some work in the front. Oh, let's do one more of those. Exhale, rock back. And inhale, rock forward. Now, while we're sat up, let's do a little bit of spine twist. So spine twist is an exercise where we're just trying to rotate our spine above our pelvis. So lots of leg position choices, right? I have my legs crossed because that way I can face you, but you could have your legs straight, right tight together. You could have diamond legs. And what we're going to do today is let's make a little bit of kind of a tent shape with our fingers. And then I want you to take that tent shape and bring it right against your sternum, that bone that's right in the middle of your chest. And find some tensioning in the core, some width in the collarbones. We're going to use an exhale to turn. We're going to use 3 of them. Take an inhale to prepare and go exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, inhale, center. Exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, inhale, center. One more here. Exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, and center. Now, we stretch out our fingers after that. I want you to interlace them. Press forward. I just protracted my shoulders. Now, flip your thumbs up. Take the arms back and high. That's a retraction where I pull my shoulder blades together. We'll do a couple of those. Protract, retract, protract. Now, when you retract, try not to lift your shoulders. Protract, retract. One more here. Protract and retract. We're going to go to a little bit of spine stretch forward. So for spine stretch forward, you're going to want to either have your legs in the diamond shape or straight. If they're straight, feet are shoulder distance apart. Now, you could always stick a yoga block under your bum. You could do this sitting on a chair, right? There's lots of options. Hands are going to be on the front of your legs. And I want you to imagine your back's on the wall behind you. Collarbones are wide. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, start with your head bending forward. Aim the top of your forehead right at that hairline between your knees. Take an inhale into your back. And exhale, stack your spine all the way back up again. Take an inhale. Exhale, scooping your belly button in and up. Inhaling to the back of the ribs. Exhale, come all the way back up again. 2 more. Exhale as you round forward. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way back up again. 1 more. Exhale as you round forward. Inhale. Exhale, bring it all the way back up again. 2 on the 2 breath. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Arms come parallel to the floor. Collarbones are wide. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach forward over your feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, scoop your belly button in. Inhale up. Just 1 more of those. Exhale, round. And inhale up. We're going to do a slow roll to get down onto your back. I want your legs bent for this exercise. I want your arms reached forward, shoulders out of your ears. 10 count to get on your back. Most important thing, think rounding through the low ribs and pulling the pubic bone up and trying to keep your heels on the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, curling back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now that we're down here, let's just do some obliques. So, right, you're going to pop your hands behind your head. Your elbows are going to be in that peripheral vision again, right? That 45-degree angle. Now, if you want to make this harder, find your imprint and lift your legs up to tabletop. Everybody wants a little core engagement. Whether or not you've picked those legs up, you're going to inhale, nod, exhale, curl up to look at your knees. Inhale here. Exhale, rotate your rib cage to one side. Inhale, center. Rotate it to the other side. Inhale, center. And exhale, back down again. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Other side. And back down again. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up. Now you're going to try not to move your legs as you do this rotation. And back down again. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up. Think opposite shoulder to knee. And then opposite shoulder to knee. And back down again. 1 more here. Exhale as you curl up. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Other side. And back down again. Now, if you lifted your feet up, let's put them on the floor. I want everybody to open those elbows sideways. We'll just do a little rock at the knees, side and center, just to stretch the chest out a little bit. Because if you're like me, you're doing more screen time than you used to. And when we do screen time, our chest gets tight because we ended up a little hunched forward. Our head comes a little forward. If we're using a keyboard or, even just our phone, we will get the shoulders a bit forward too, right? So let's go to a little bit of single leg stretch. It's done in the exact same position our 100 was earlier. You can do this with your head on the floor if your neck is sore. So, right, we're going to find neutral to begin with. Go, okay, there it is. Take an inhale, exhale, deepen your core work to find your imprint. And then I want you to lift one leg at a time up to that tabletop position again, right? Right angle at the knee and the hip. Now from here, inhale, nod, exhale, curl up. If you're coming up, grab one leg with both hands, straighten your other leg. And then we're going to switch which leg is straight. Now, if you want to stretch your back, pull your knee into your chest. If you want your core to work harder, you stop at tabletop. The lower your leg is, the harder it is, but you got to keep your imprint. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees together, put the head down, a little rock of the knees side to side again, either with your feet on the floor if you're a bit disky these days, right? Or you can have your legs up. One more breath here. And then let's do a little bit of shoulder bridge work. So shoulder bridge is where we lift our bum off the floor without articulating our spine. Some of you might have been doing that earlier because of right? Sciatica issues, disc issues. But we're really going to emphasize how we do it right now. So before we do this today, we've done this a few times lately. I just want to remind you what it is. I want you to grab a hold of your own butt. Yeah. And for most of us, when we grab a hold of our own butt, our hands end up that your middle finger lands right where your thigh and your butt meet. And all I want you to do from here is just, right, keep that pelvis heavy. And press your feet in the floor. And as you press your feet in the floor, you might feel some tensioning right where your thigh and your butt meet. And then you're going to release that. Now, I want you to notice, play with this a little bit. I want you to notice if both sides activate at the same time, or maybe one a little quicker than the other. And if one has a tendency to be a little quicker than the other, that's part of the reason why you get low back pain. So literally, you could play with this anytime you want to try and help make that more even. And literally, it's playing with it to solve that problem. Now, we're just going to do one more little thing here before we start playing with the lift. I want you to press your feet in the floor. Feel that engagement where your thigh and your butt meet. Now, don't really move your feet, but feel like you're trying to pull your heels from your bum. You'll notice that makes your ribs a little heavier on the floor and your legs a little bit more engaged. And then I want you to think about pulling your knees a little closer to each other. It's more of a thought than a thing. And that just gets the midline of the body a little bit more active. And then we're going to release all of that. Let's do that one more time. So press your feet on the floor, pull your heels from your bum, pull your knees a little closer together, feel all that activation, and then we're going to let go of it. So hopefully we can find all of that when we're not hanging on, and we're going to actually do it much quicker than that today. So if you have something extra under your head at this point, please get rid of it so we don't end up crushing your larynx as we try to lift your bum up. So, right? Neutral spine, pelvis is heavy, low back's light, ribs are heavy. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your feet on the floor and feel that activation that we just worked on and lift up, stacking your knees over your ankles. Take an inhale and exhale back down again. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your feet on the floor. Feel like you're trying to pull your heels from your bum as you lift up. Keep those knees from coming apart. And then we're coming back down again. Take an inhale. Exhale, press on the floor to lift. Inhale at the top, knees are over ankles. And back down again. One more of these. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift up. Inhale. And exhale, back down again. Now we're going to do an add-on. And once your bum is up off the floor, you're going to either lift one heel at a time, alternating legs. Yeah, try not to twist your pelvis. And you do that if the low back has a tendency to be sore these days, or you can lift one leg at a time up to that tabletop position where there's a right angle at the knee and hip. So right, back's in neutral, find your core, take an inhale, exhale, press into the floor and lift up, stacking the knees over the ankles. Inhale, lift one foot, exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift your other foot, exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift, exhale, down, inhale, lift. Do you feel the engagement in your leg as you come down? Inhale, lift. Exhale, down one more. And down, take an inhale. And exhale, put your butt down. We'll just do a little bit of a gentle rock of the knees side to side here. And then let's just flip onto our tummy and do one exercise there to help the front of the hips feel a little happier, right? Because we have a tendency to get quite stiff in our hips because we sit a lot. So we have two choices, positions for this exercise. You can either do it with your hands under your forehead because we're playing with this knee bending one and it can be a little confusing going, how do I pull my toe towards my bum and then my heel? Yeah, or if your shoulders are unhappy, this is a great position. Or I want you to come up onto your elbows. Now, when you're up on your elbows are going to be right under your shoulders if you're doing that. For everybody, I want your legs just slightly apart with the kneecaps pointing down at the floor, tensioning in that abdominal wall, shoulder blades in your back pockets. You're going to inhale to prepare. You can bend one leg, pull your toe towards your bum, bounce out a bit, pull your heel towards your bum, straighten your leg. The other leg goes toe, heel, and straighten. And toe, heel, and straighten. Now, if you're up on your elbows and it's going into your low back, you're not supporting in your abs and your bum enough. Toe, heel, and straighten. toe, heel, and straighten. So you either got to tense that up a little bit more or get down on your belly with your hands under your forehead. Toe, heel, and straighten. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. I know I threw the breath in. Are you going to be okay? Exhale, exhale, inhale. Toe, heel, and straighten. Last one, toe, heel, and straighten. Good. Let's just do one more exercise while we're here. I want you to take your hands under your forehead, and we're going to do a little bit of single leg extension, which is that lift of the leg backward in space. Now, here's a little fun fact. Backward extension of that leg, maximum range is somewhere between 20 and 25 degrees. So that's why we keep the front of our thigh on the floor when we do this exercise, because if you're lifting up so much the front of the thigh is coming off the floor, you are actually arching your back to lift your leg. You're not isolating it to the thigh bone movement in the hip joint. So right hands are under your forehead, your belly button's in, shoulders out of your ears. Now, to help the pelvis stay neutral, I want you to inhale and pull your pubic bone forward towards the floor. Then you're going to exhale and just reach out one foot and lift up. Keep the legs straight. You feel right where your thigh and your butt meet doing something? Let's go back down again. Same leg. Inhale, pull that pubic bone forward. Exhale, reach out your foot, lifting up the front of the thigh. Ideally, is still on the floor. Inhale, and exhale back down again. Inhale, pubic bone forward. Exhale, extending up. Feel right where the thigh and the butt meet doing something. And release back down again. Now let's do the other side. So inhale, pubic bone forward. Exhale, lift your leg up. Do you feel work right where your thigh and your butt meet? And back down again. Inhale, pubic bone forward. Exhale, lift. Now, other stuff will be doing stuff, but we're just trying to wake up what I like to call your thud, where your thigh and your butt meet. Inhale, pubic bone forward. Exhale, lift, reach out the foot. Keep that leg straight. Your knee might be a little bit off the floor, but not much. And back down again. Well, it will be, but not much. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And back down again. Good. Relax your bum. A little rock side to side through the hips will make things feel a little happier. And then let's see if we can find that same engagement right where your thigh and your butt meet with a 2 breath instead of the 4 breath. So belly buttons in, shoulders out of the ears. Inhale, pull the pubic bone forward. Exhale, lift. Inhale down, same leg, exhale, lift, inhale down, exhale, lift, inhale down. Are you feeling the thud right where the thigh and the butt meet doing something? One more here, lift and down. Other side, inhale, pubic bone forward, exhale, lift, inhale down, exhale, lift, inhale down. It may not feel the same side to side, mine doesn't. I have a bit of a torque in my pelvis, that's okay. As long as I'm functional, it's not the end of the world. One more here. Exhale, lift. And down. Relax that butt. Let's go to our shell stretch. So, right, you're either going to push back over your heels, rounding out your back, or you're going to lay on your back and hug your knees into your chest. A little side to side. Shift. Breathing. And I just want to finish off with one more exercise today, and I would like to do a little bit of mermaid. So I want you to come to a seated position. I don't care what position your leg's in, what you're sitting on. What's most important is that you have a nice sense of lift out of that low back. You're not collapsed back here, because if we're side bending back here, we're putting pressure on tissue in a way that isn't great in the long run. So, right, you're up nice and tall, hands are beside your hips. You're just going to inhale, lift your hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, side bend, reaching for the wall, not the floor. Inhale up, exhale, release. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. There's water dropping out of your ear. Get that neck bending a bit. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Just one more to each side here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach for the wall. Keeping that sit bone down. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. And release. So I'm out of time. Thank you for hanging out with me on the first day where things got a little bit warmer. And we will connect again real soon. Take care.